Hi everyone, this is Healing Master Healer coming to you with a quick explanation of what is spiritual justice, and sometimes we all going to need some type of spiritual justice because sometimes you can't depend on the court, you can't depend on the law, you can't depend on the police or anything like that, but sometimes you have to take matters into your own hands from a spiritual perspective, because it's the cleanest way that you can get justice, and you can sit back and watch your enemy be tortured, and you could watch their life turn upside down because they come for you. You didn't come for them. Remember, they come for you. So you have to protect your reputation. You have to protect yourself. And the next thing too, the best justice is spiritual justice, because what I like about spiritual justice, you don't have to threaten the person. You don't have to tell them anything. You don't have to send no terroristic threats. You don't have to tell anybody. As long as somebody comes for you, you're trying to mess with your money, you're trying to mess with your reputation, you respond in a spiritual, from a spiritual aspect. You know, you don't have to threaten them. You don't have to tell anybody anything. You just make sure and have the right spiritual person in a corner, or you have a spiritual team. That's why I always tell everybody that you want to have a spiritual team. You notice some celebrities out there. You have a lot of big name celebrities out there, and I want to call. Some of them have their own spiritual team. So what they normally do is that, let's say, because they're on social media, and let's say some troll or somebody that they know who are next artist might try to come at them in a disrespectful way, and maybe they might feel some type of way, you know. Maybe they might say something about the person's child, you know. Or they might say something reckless, you know. What that celebrity or that VIP or that person who could afford the services of a good spiritualist, they might say, well, you know what, they might call up the spiritual person, say, you know what, this person is bothering me, you know, and I don't like it, it's embarrassing, and they don't want to spend no set of money to take them to court. It might take a little longer. It might be cheaper, it might be a fraction of the cost compared to sue the person and pay lawyer fees and all that stuff to get justice, you know. So they might call up their favorite spiritualist, the person who's on the team, and say, you know what, I need to handle this situation for me, you know, I need to punish this person. So sometimes the punishment for that person, when coming to spiritual justice, it could be anything. It all depends, you know. It all depends on how serious the person tried to come for the person, you know. I always tell people that whenever you're doing spiritual justice, it have to be justifiable in the spiritual world in order for it to work. What I mean by justifiable is that if you mind your business and that person, you didn't bother that person, and that person come to you in the spiritual realm, that is considered justifiable. You are okay to respond to that person anyhow you see fit, because remember, yours mind your business. And sometimes some people might think you're soft and think you're a coward. You know what I'm saying? Not because you're wearing your hat turned backwards, not because you're wearing your pants lower below your butt. Sometimes people might think you're soft, but sometimes you can respond a different way. So as I tell a lot of people, some of the most dangerous people that I see, not because they wear a turban on their head and they're ringing a bell and they have all these dashikis and all that stuff. No, the most dangerous people, I tell you, they be wearing glasses, you know. Except me, you know, I don't wear no glasses, you know. So, yeah. But some of the most dangerous people in the spiritual world that I see, that I know, they look like nerds, you know. They look like a nerd. They look real soft, but they're the most dangerous. They're more dangerous than the person who have all the skulls, all the set of spiritual apparatus, like if they no. And that's how it is be. Not everything you have to show anybody. Sometimes some people have like 5 different set of altars in a home. Some people home might be like a temple. You never know who's who. You doesn't know who messing with Kabbalah, who's into Santeria, who's 21 divisions, who's Palo Mayombe. You doesn't know who's Orisha, who's who into voodoo, who into Ifa. It has so much different things out there. A lot of people, you have to be careful, and some people have to choose their battles carefully. And that's why I tell people spiritual justice is the best justice, because you don't have to wile the person, you don't have to eat up yourself. Somebody come for you and it's justifiable in the person, you minding your business, and that person try to come for you, you can respond back. You can destroy them, you can turn their life upside down, you could have the wife, husband fighting, you can make them lose their job, you can make them get an accident, you can do a lot of different things, So this is the lesson, and the quick lesson is spiritual justice is the best justice in the world. It's sweet, it's nice, you don't have to threaten anybody. It costs you a fraction of millions of dollars. You have you have somebody coming and bothering your wife or your husband. You can respond from a spiritual aspect if you don't go looking for any trouble. Now, if you go looking for trouble, that's different. But if trouble come to you and you was minding your business, yeah, it's justifiable. You can respond. You can respond back spiritually. So these are some of the reasons that I always try to tell people that the best justice in the world is spiritual justice. And that's why I tell people you have to be careful. Choose your battles carefully. You just not know who you're running up, who you're slapping. You might slap somebody in a bar. I see one time this celebrity was the guy from Scandal, Columbus Short. I don't know if you guys remember Columbus Short. Columbus Short had a fight. He get in a fight in California in a bar, and he slapped up this Spanish dude. I think the guy might have been Mexican or something like that. I don't know where you're from, but you never know. Now, poor Columbus Short, he didn't really know. He slapped up the man, and then before the month is up, you see Columbus Short things started go downhill with him. It's from one thing to the next, from problems, a lot of problems. You see him getting trouble with his girlfriend at the time, put him out. It was all embarrassing. A whole bunch of stuff was going on with him. So the lesson learned there, you have to be careful who you're getting in fights with. Not everybody you see sometimes you just know. Sometimes that person, that Columbus Short, that who he get in a fight with back then in a bar in LA at that time, a couple of years ago, when he was at on Scandal. After that fight and things started to go downhill, that's when they take off his character and Scandal, and he lost a lot of money, and he came back trying to make some other movies. But the lesson learned, you have to be careful who you guys trying to interfere with. Sometimes you might see a neighbor looking quiet. You do not know that person. Father could be some priest, or your mother could be some priestess. You never know who these people are. You just know who these people could be into Kabbalah. They could be deep. They could be Orisha. They could be Ifa. They could be a lot of things. Sometimes some people could just go kill a goat, kill a fowl, and boom, and they send some demonic spirits and turn your whole life upside down because you tell yourself that person was soft. You could have just. So you have to be careful. And the lesson learned is you have to choose your battles carefully. Choose battles that you could win, that you know you could win 100%. And you cannot just be hitting people and feel you could be talking reckless, and you feel you could just make somebody lose their job or something like that. You just know. You understand what I'm saying? Like me personally, I have a lot of clients out there who into big positions, and they're very wealthy. But the thing is about it is that if one of my clients come to me and tell me, listen, they have a problem, well, we just explain the situation, I have to respond because they paying me for that service. You understand what I'm saying? They paying me to respond for them. My job is to protect them and their family. That's what they're paying for. So if somebody take God out of the thoughts, my team and I, we have to respond in the best way possible. We don't go around throwing stuff at people and because we don't like this one. And no, it don't work like that. If somebody come to one of my clients and they come to me and I take a reading, because I don't go off of what people say. I never believe anybody. I have to go by my guides. I have to go by my spirit. I have to go from within. I don't take people's word. Because some people will lie to you and tell you what it is you want to hear, thinking that I don't get caught up with that. I go by what it is my spirits and my guides telling me. They never lead me wrong. and when coming to certain things, and it have to feel right. But you don't just go and just throw things all over the place and doing things because you don't like somebody. So the lesson learned is when coming to spiritual justice, it is the best justice. It's sweeter, it's nicer, it's cleaner. It costs the fraction of millions of dollars and lawyers and all that stuff, and you get the best justice. You can sit back and watch it play out over a certain time and just laugh. And the next lesson is be careful and choose your battles carefully, because you do not know who you're messing with. And out here, you have a lot of people out here look normal, look simple, they're wearing suit and tie. You never know who the family is. You never know who the husband, the grandmother, the great-grandmother. You never know what's the lineage they're running with, what they're working with, if it's Ifa, just that. You have a lot of people too, even white folks out here too. Don't sleep on a lot of white people. White people know a lot more about us. White folks know more about ourselves more. They're more into magic, more than things. I used to thought people and black people, no, white folks know more about magic more than us. I used to thought, well, we didn't know stuff. I thought people in Africa, no. These people know more than us. I'm telling you straight up. I've learned more stuff from a spiritual point of view, more from white people. In the last 30 years, I've learned a lot of stuff from my grandparents and uncles and stuff. I have some stuff they didn't teach me, but I'm telling you guys, man, white folks know more magic, know more spiritual stuff than us black folks. I'm telling you straight up, when coming to that. You know what I'm saying? We have people in Africa and Haiti and all them things, yes, and Brazil and all that stuff, but when coming to, they have that edge, over us. You know what I'm saying? It's few of us as black folks have that gift that we can manipulate a lot of things, on the spiritual realm. But don't sleep on a lot of white folks, A lot of white folks know more about us than we know about them. You know what I'm saying? They study us. And this has nothing to do with race or nothing like that. I'm just trying to explain to you guys and show you. When coming to spiritual justice, certain people have that edge more than some. And the lesson is we have to be careful and know when you're choosing your battles. We don't be running up to certain people like that. You never know who's who. Don't feel a lot of white people into witchcraft, who into high science magic. They into a lot of things. And they look normal. They look very normal. And they might look soft. And you might underestimate that person. And you have to be careful, because you can turn your whole life upside down. Especially if you know you love your children and the things that you love the most, People will destroy, they will go after the things that you love the most. You love your children. You have a lot to lose. Do not go be testing and messing with people's jobs, people's lives. People will destroy you. So the lesson learned, as I say, spiritual justice is the best justice. And you don't just go doing stuff to people because somebody didn't like you. No. If the person is making it personal and they're messing with your money, or if they're spreading rumors about you, you have to respond, because if somebody's spreading rumors about you, people are going to believe it. You have to nip it in the bud. That's the 40 laws of power. You don't wait and let shit marinate. You know what I'm saying? You see that with the former President Trump. He's a man, always tell you that. He always hit back. You do not let people spread rumors. And you hear the man tell you that? If you let a rumor run around, people are going to believe it. So you have to go to the source of the rumor and you have to nip it in the bud. So I always believe in that, People are going to try to spread rumors, people are going to do, but you have to go after your enemies, I always believe that. You go after your enemies and you crush them, You find them, you get a PI, you find out who he is, and then you take matters into your own hand, from a spiritual aspect, But you don't have to threaten anyone, you don't have to tell anybody. That's the sweet thing about spiritual justice. So the lesson learned is that be careful, guys, out there. Have a lot of dangerous people out there that look normal, they look innocent, but they are some of the most dangerous people. Not because you see somebody wearing a turban and have their head tied up and have a bunch of skulls and all kind of thing in the background. Half of the time, they're not even the baddest punter out there, It's the people that looking normal. They are the more dangerous people. So I always see that, especially where I know a lot of dangerous people out there in this world. And try not to underestimate anyone. Peace, love, and blessings. You'll be hearing more from me soon. Bye.